Ladies and gentlemen, I think it is safe to say we are dealing with the objectively best Demon Lord story. No competition. Because let me ask you, when is the last time we had a Demon Lord be nerfed of his power, because now no one really believes or worships him besides a couple of people? And the way he gets his power back, now he's not fully charged up, but compared to the night and day difference of his initial beatdown to him flicking someone into a goddamn street lamp, basically, he streams on Twitch, ends up getting 1 million followers by playing Dark Souls. He got to Dark Souls 3 by the looks of it. And whether it's hate or love, it's all the same to him, baby. You want to call him an absolute idiot, trash gamer? Haha, I did kinda suck. The fact that they didn't just give him a gimmick, which they could have went the devil as a part-timer route, where like, oh yeah, he streams for fun, but it's not actually a part of it. No, like, the streaming is legitimately something that's powering him up, because the more eyes that are on him, good or bad, as long as his name is coming out of your mouth, he powers up. And his personality is legitimately one of the best I've ever seen for a Demon Lord, because he's not so high-strung that he doesn't take criticism or like, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of weak right now. Or actually, yeah, I did kind of do bad. Like, he's not above having a normal job. He completely understands. And while he may lack common sense for general things, he basically is like throwing someone from the 1900s into the 2020s. Like, it's going to be a confusing experience, but damn does he adapt very, very well. I have full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see my full and good thought to this wonderful Demon Lord greatness over there exclusively. This is legitimately one of the most fun anime I'm following. It truly feels like it's made for me, and while I've always really enjoyed stuff like The Devil is a Part-Timer, that show, even if you ignore the anime adaptation, I just don't think it's naturally a show that evolves where I would want a series to go. Where a series like this, I feel like probably would. It has a setting and then like an aesthetic that is just more. I love cyberpunk stuff. I love the idea of futuristic storytelling. So that's just right up my alley to begin with. But when you have a Demon Lord who, this is my favorite part, and I have seen some criticism that like, hey, they would prefer, you know, a lot of different people would prefer like a more Anos level character. I'm strong, nothing gets my way. We've seen that done so many times. I'm honestly bored of it, if we're being honest. Like, it's just no longer fun to me. Even ignoring Misfit of Demon King Academy's like blunders with its anime adaptation as of late, I've honestly grown bored of that type of character, even in a show like that. So for me, having a character who just is, yeah, an anomaly of this world, but the idea that immediately when he's introduced to the idea of streaming, he's like, yeah, sure, why not? He's not like, oh no, I'm Demon Lord, people should work for me. He's like, actually, yeah, sure, I gotta adapt with the times. I'm struggling to have a job. This girl's offering to hook me up with the equipment. And he just immediately adapts. And I love the fact that rather than because he's the Demon Lord, he has to be the best at everything, he actually sucks at playing video games. Now, did he get through 3 of the Dark Souls games? It looks like it. Props to him. But the fact that he's not just a natural born gamer, he enjoys what he's doing clearly, it is actually a compelling story. And the idea that you have this kind of persona, you don't look at him and say, how would he get 1 million followers? You look at him and say, I absolutely understand how he would get 1 million followers. He's got no moderation in that chat, because any type of comment towards him will power him up and will get more eyes on him, so it all works. He simply believes that he's better than everyone. He does think he's the person who should rule over the world, because he's the best suited for it. But it's the idea that he's like, yeah, you guys are actually making some good points. I kind of was trash. Yeah, no, I don't get mad at that. No, if I was really mad, I would have destroyed the world. And they're like, oh yeah, he absolutely... Like, the fact that this just seems like roleplay. Probably a third of the comments are just shit-talking him the whole time, like he has really poor roleplay skills, like it's so forced, this, that, and the third. There's a third of them just being chunies, worshipping the ground Demon Lord Fake Kun over here is doing. And then another third just kind of like, what the hell? Like, what did we tune in for? And the fact that he's blown up and had that much... I love the fact that you can already tell a night and day difference from where he started out. There was some people who truly were upset that he got beat up by random thugs in the first episode. But that's actually a really cool part, because it shows that just because a Demon Lord's all-powerful, you know, usually, if you are drained after coming out of hibernation, no one's really worshipping you anymore, you should probably be a lot weaker. And the fact that it wasn't a random guy, it actually was the same guy who beat his ass in the first episode. Now, granted to the dude, he did break our boy's arm. Like, he did some wind attack, and it actually looked very painful. But the way he snapped to and flicked him away, it shows that as he gets more popular, he will become more and more of a badass. But at the end of the day, he's still not someone who can just one-shot the world. And I appreciate that his personality is genuinely enjoyable, and you want to follow him. I mean this more... Even remove the whole video game Twitch streamer gimmick that they have for this Demon Lord. His actual core personality is legitimately one of the most fun I've seen for a Demon Lord. The scene when our girl comes out of the bath, right? She's naked, she's doing her little drink, you know, ooh, refreshing. Completely by habit, she forgot she doesn't live alone anymore. So she's on the floor, she's apologizing like, Jesus, blah, blah, blah. And this is what I love about his character. Now for her, she basically got called hot. And she's like, ooh, that's kind of nice. But for him, it's legitimately like, nothing to be ashamed by. Great body. Love the abs. Perfect for a minion following the Demon Lord. The way he's like, he lacks common sense, but legitimately doesn't seem like an idiot all at the same time is so freaking brilliant. He doesn't come across as an evil Demon Lord. He comes across as someone who does want to be like a dictator because he truly believes he is best suited for the world. But they're doing such a good job with his character. He's legitimately refreshing. The production is legitimately refreshing because you don't get a lot of like futuristic looking anime. Everything about this show I honestly enjoy. I probably wouldn't change anything other than, I guess you could maybe nitpick the background characters. Like sometimes the background characters are very obviously not that detailed in 2D and they go more 3D crowd design, but that's honestly me nitpicking. But if you need me to nitpick, that's what I would do. We also have now the whole bodyguard situation where, you know, we ended up beating up who beat us up, who is also supposed to be our girl's bodyguard. So now our boy's going in and just busting down stuff. So we have a Twitch streamer playing hard video games. I mean, he might dabble outside of the Soulsborne games, but still. Also bodyguard as he's progressing into his Demon Lord powers to overthrow a world that has pretty much rejected him. That is actually just genius. And I can't believe someone hasn't thought of this idea sooner. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode. I definitely think it has gotten progressively better with each passing episode, but let me know how you're feeling down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell. Like I mentioned, we have full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alrighty, so today we got Ciaris, Ryuki, Gomasin, Matter Paradoxa, and we also have Count Viscount. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and question of the week, what game should he play next? I would love to see this man playing Mario Kart, but that's just me. Have a good one.